Hey there everybody, hope your day is going well. Jacared with Old School Gaming here, and welcome back to another Wild Wednesday. Okay, so I was randomly trying to browse for something to commentate on, and I accidentally just stumbled across this video. And, well, the title was pretty long, so that really didn't catch my eye too much. What caught my eye was this thumbnail. Yeah. So, this should be interesting, and before I get into it, I just have to cover my own ass once again. So, do not harass the people I feature in the Wild Wednesdays with what I say. My thoughts and my opinions are mine and mine alone. If you want to let them know that I've done a commentary on them, by all means, go ahead. But, yeah, just let me be the only one who takes the heat for what I say in my videos. So, let's get into this. I watched the first minute of it, because I don't really even know who the hell Alex Becker is. So, but, hell, I will say at least the video's audio is decent enough quality. Yeah, this is something about why he'll never play video games again, for some stupid-ass reason, probably. Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, I know this video is going to make some people take their shirts off and twist their nipples at me, because that's apparently what gamers do.
Really? Since when? That's news to me. The hell are you even talking about?
There is single-handedly no hobby or side thing you can do that will probably be more damaging to you being successful than playing video games.
Really, not a single thing can be more damaging than playing video games? Are you f***ing serious? What, okay, what about eating McDonald's every day? That could definitely be a hell of a lot more damaging to your health. Let me think of just three more things. Mixing ammonia and bleach with your face. Taking a syringe full of air, injecting it into your vein. Sticking a fork into an electrical socket. There. Three things that are significantly a hell of a lot more damaging and detrimental to your health than just playing video games. You f***ing idiot. Or you know what, maybe I shouldn't call you an idiot yet, because, oh well, we've still got a ways to go.
I'm going to tell you why in this video, so just listen up, because it really messed me up for years. And while I'm not the most successful man ever, I've built multiple businesses that have done tens of millions of dollars worth of sales. Here's just one of them on one payment processor. And no, I don't have a course or anything to sell you. I generally just want you to stop this, because it's really bad.
That's an interesting thing to show, because doing Google search for Alex Becker's scam definitely produces some interesting results. Now, I am not calling you a scam artist. That is not the words that is coming out of my mouth. Or that is not the words that are coming out of my mouth, if I can actually properly speak. I'm just saying that doing that Google search definitely comes up with some interesting results. And, maybe you're not a scam artist, maybe you are very legitimate. You just have people who hate you because you're successful and they're not. Hell, you can do anything and still have people who hate you for no reason other than to hate you. In one instance, you could be, let's say you're doing some kind of a charity drive for a charity that helps starving children in third world country. You're gonna have people who hate on you and try to say things like, well, there are starving children in this country, don't you care about them? Then in another instance, you're doing another charity drive for, a place that helps starving children right here in America. You're gonna still have people who hate you and say things like, well, there are starving children in third world countries, don't you care about them? No matter what you do, there's always going to be someone who hates you for no reason other than to hate you. Hope in one hand, in the other. See which one fills up first, and don't forget to wash your hands.
And I would straight up and look you in the face and tell you that binge drinking probably has less of an impact than playing video games.
Okay, I take back what I said. You are a f***ing idiot. Binge drinking has less of an effect than playing video games? I think your liver might have something to say about that, because guess what? You only have one liver. If you screw that up, you're
To an extent. So look, let's just get into it. I know what you're going to say. Alex, you play video games, and Elon Musk plays video games.
Yeah, in fact, me watching this video, I'm looking at the very, very first suggested video that's at least below the ad, and it says that somehow you made almost $1 million playing Warcraft. And now you have this. Well, I'll never play video games again after learning this. What? Hold on. There's a certain word I'm looking for. A certain particular word that describes you. Oh yeah, hypocrite!
First off, most woke, most successful YouTuber of all time, also a billionaire, has a great body. I don't know if you've seen me with my shirt off lately, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, sorry, but I don't play with the home team, so I'm just not gonna start blowing you. I don't give a damn what you look like. I mean, you're not related to me, you don't pay my bills, so why would I give a damn about you or what you look like?
And I'm extremely family friendly, so everybody likes me.
Yeah, well, I'm barely a minute into your video and I don't like you.
But then there's you. You don't want to compare yourself to that.
Whoa, hey now, Chunk is a badass. Have you actually seen the Goonies? Or, wait, hold on. Don't tell me you don't actually even edit your own Goram videos. Do you just say, like, hey, put whatever the hell you want? I don't care. Do you have editors, or do you actually edit your own videos?
And the next, if you're comparing yourself to Elon Musk, dude, if you had Elon Musk level skills, you'd be doing Elon Musk things. Okay, if you're watching this video, you're probably not doing Elon Musk things. So shut up. Okay.
Hey, I'm not the one who compared myself to Elon Musk. Okay, you compared me to Elon Musk, which hell, thanks for that. But I don't care what Elon Musk does. Not related to me, and he doesn't pay my bills. So I really don't care what he does, as long as it does not affect my personal life.
Okay, because you're probably a normal person like me. And let me explain why a normal person like me, I'm joking before, can't play video games. And as an entrepreneur who's building businesses, it's made me way less successful.
Okay, well, I'm here, I'm watching your video, and, well, I'm listening, so how in the hell does it make you less successful just to play video games?
And by the way, if you want to get into building businesses, I'm going to give you a ton of courses and stuff that I used to sell for free at the end of this video that show you to build businesses and whatnot. If you can't make it in this video, you're probably suffering from one of the main things that video games causes in a person. So just sit tight, okay? I'll give you your fix.
Are you f***ing serious? I'll give you your fix? Video games are not drugs, you f***ing idiot. Okay? And I'm not gonna be going after some stupid-ass course, because hell, if it is a get-rich-quick scheme, I don't know what the hell, I'll have to wait till the end of the video. If it is something like, oh yeah, you can get rich quick doing this, yeah, it's obviously a scam. And anyway, please continue.
So, look, the reason why video games are going to stop you from being successful is not the games itself. Because for the longest time, I've thought to myself, hey, I can just play video games on the weekend, or I can play it 1 to 2 hours when I get done with work.
Well, hell, that's more or less how I play video games, just, a way to unwind. And everyone needs a way to unwind at the end of the day. Just, oh, hey, I'm done with, all this stressful crap, and all the businesses are closed, I'll just, be home, and I'll play video games for a couple hours. Not a big deal. Right? Well, maybe not according to you, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, a quick stress release at the end of the day.
No, that's not how it works. You can't play them at all. And by this, I mean playing video games at all. You can't even dabble because of how it affects your brain. I know it sounds excessive, but you're probably thinking, how could playing video games 30 minutes to an hour a week negatively affect my brain? It's very simple. The way your brain is set up to work is based off dopamine. Now, I can explain all the science behind it, but I will sound like an idiot. And I want to keep up the veil of professionalism and smartness that is on this channel, so I won't speak science in front of you.
It's actually not that difficult to understand how dopamine works. Just, read the Wikipedia article on dopamine, and let me check your sources in the description of your video. You don't have any sources. So you know what? I will provide a link to the Wikipedia article describing dopamine down below in the description. Or to the side, depending on how you're watching this. And also, I'm sorry, but Can you repeat that last little bit real quick?
And I want to keep up the veil of professionalism and smartness that is on this channel, so I won't speak science in front of you.
Veal? What, like the veal food? Or do you mean to say veil of professionalism and smartness? So there's actually no professionalism and smartness on your channel? Hey, your words, not mine.
So you just continue to thinking I'm a smart guy.
No, I don't think you're a smart guy. Not in the least.
But look, here's how it works. Here's the gist of it. Dopamine is a 1, pain is a 0. The way your brain works is it operates in 1s and 0s, and it doesn't have context.
No, actually, the brain is a hell of a lot more complicated than that. And I'm not any kind of doctor or neuroscientist, so I certainly can't explain it, and I know you can't. But it is a hell of a lot more complicated than just 1s and 0s.
And when your brain gets a 1, it's going to look at how hard it was to get that 1, primarily based around how much pain it took to get there. And your brain desperately wants to avoid pain, and it wants to get 1s as easily as possible.
We're not talking about drugs here, okay? Video games are not drugs. Okay? It's just, a relaxing way to unwind at the end of the day, and that's it. You idiot. And I'll say that as many times as I need to throughout this entire goddamn commentary.
When you're playing a video game, you are able to get 1s in an insane amount. You're able to get so many dopamine hits, pow, 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 pow. What happens when your brain gets tons of dopamine hits very easily, it says, hey, everything else you're doing, that's not important. We need to sit down and figure out how to optimize the dopamine hits coming from here, because this is the number one line. This is the number one rail that we're getting all of our dopamine hits from. This is where we're getting our fix from.
If you're playing video games and the only thing you do is play video games and nothing else, then you need some help in prioritizing things, so that way you don't end up like this idiot.
Now, I think if you're watching this video, you know that, okay, cool, I know that games are significantly more fun and addictive than doing anything that relates to success.
Oh, by the gods, I'm gonna get a headache doing this. So, video games are more fun than success? What kind of world do you live in? Idiot. Hey, look, if you can be successful in doing something, then by all means, you're going to put all of your time and energy into that. But unless you have a great idea, like, what's the term I'm looking for? Like, just like a sudden light bulb over the head. Epiphany. That's the word I'm looking for. If you have a sudden epiphany about something, then by all means, go right ahead and do it. But in the meantime, if you just, let all the stress build up, and you don't have to play video games. I mean, there are a million things you can do. You can read a book, you can exercise, you can watch TV, watch movies, something. You don't have to play video games, but you do have to find a way to unwind from the day, because if all that stress builds up, eventually it's going to explode. And probably not in a good way. At best, you'll get written up at work. At worst, you'll be fired on the spot. So you definitely need to find a way to relieve your stress.
I'm sure you've seen a person play World of Warcraft for 12, 14 hours straight, but then they can't sit down and learn something new that will improve their lives immensely, and they'll keep playing World of Warcraft even when they know it's hurting their lives and actually making their lives worse.
How so? How the is it possible that, well, I just played video games for 12 hours, now I can't learn anything? Bullshit. You can't learn anything. All you have to do is, pick up a book, read something, or hell, you don't even need a goddamn book. You just need an internet connection, which, I mean, if you're playing World of Warcraft, you definitely have an internet connection. Just Google something real quick, like, I don't know, why does the body produce earwax? What the f*** is the point? In fact, I'm gonna look that up right now. Right, so according to this WebMD article and what I'm reading, I'm just going to give a quick snippet here. What is earwax buildup? Earwax is produced by glands in the ear canal. Although scientists are still not completely sure why we have earwax, it does trap dust and other small particles and prevent them from reaching and possibly damaging or infecting the eardrum. Hey, that's pretty cool. And I learned that after playing video games. I learned something after playing video games, you moron. And unlike you, I will be providing a link to this WebMD article in the description.
That's because, again, your brain doesn't have context. Your brain doesn't go, hey, you know what? You played World of Warcraft for 82 hours last week. You can't pay your rent, and you look like the dad from Harry Potter.
Wow, 82 hours in a single week? You know what? Let's break that. Let's take this one part at a time and break that down. So, hold on, let's see. Calculator. So, 7 days of the week times 24 hours a day is 168. Minus 82 is 86 hours left for the entire week. Divide again by 7, that's 12 and a quarter hours. Well, let's just round it and say 12 hours per day left over. That's not a lot, especially if you want to get at the very minimum 7 hours of sleep. I mean, that would only put you 5 hours to work. I mean, unless you're working part-time, that's not a lot. And, yeah, it's not... And then, you can't pay rent this week. Well, unfortunately, some places do a weekly rent. But, I mean, that seems to be a problem with time prioritization, not with video games. I mean, you could literally just, maybe you're spending too much time sleeping for some reason. And hell, if you only have 12 hours a day to spare, then yeah, you're definitely going to give yourself a sleeping disorder at best. Well, no, it'd be a sleeping disorder at worst. You're going to give yourself sleep apnea at best. As for looking like the dad from Harry Potter, I don't know who that is. I never really got into Harry Potter myself, but I mean, if you look like that, I mean, if you go from the way you look in your video right now to that dude in just a week, you obviously have some kind of thyroid disorder and you need to talk to your general doctor about seeing a specialist, because, I mean, normally a general practitioner is who you want to go to. You don't want to immediately see a specialist, because the specialist will definitely start treating things a lot more aggressively. But then again, if you're going from what you look like now to the dad from Harry Potter in just a week, then yeah, it definitely needs to be more aggressively treated.
It's not going to do that. It's going to say, hey, keep doing this thing because it's giving you those ones.
Oh yeah, because video games are drugs. I bake up the discs, put them into a pipe, and smoke them!
But here's where it really starts to mess you up besides just messing up other parts of your life. How your brain works is it's always going to be trying to figure out problems that it believes are going to give it dopamine releases. And it's going to sit there and work on those problems when you're in the shower.
Oh, hey, don't look at me while I'm in the shower.
It's going to sit there and work on those problems when you're going to bed. It's going to work on those problems when you're not even thinking about your problems in your subconscious. Have you ever done something for a hard time, worked really, really hard on it, then you stopped for 2 days, and then you had a brilliant, more creative strategy just come to you naturally? Your brain is always working and gnawing on the problems you present to it.
Well, yeah, after all, the brain is part of the automatic nervous system. It can't exactly be controlled. And isn't that a good thing, that the brain is constantly working? I mean, some people probably need a voice in their ear constantly telling them, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
So, if you're playing video games, your brain doesn't have context, so it doesn't realize you're sitting in front of a computer screen playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because, the brain is just stupid. It doesn't know what you're doing or how you're doing something. All it knows is that you need another drug fix.
It says, the thing you're doing right here, this is the most satisfying thing you could ever do in your life. This is the best place we can get ones, so we're going to optimize for this.
Wow, if you think that playing video games is the absolute most satisfying thing you can do in your life, you need to step outside more. A lot more. Because there are plenty of things you can do that are definitely more satisfying than playing video games. I can't really say it here because YouTube is supposed to be a family-friendly place.
How can we optimize to be better at this and maximize ones? And so what it's going to do, if you've ever played World of Warcraft, if you've ever played any video game you're addicted to, you know that when you put the controller down, you're still thinking about it for about 2 to 3 hours.
No, I'm not. When I put a video game down, I'm usually concentrating on something else. Just like, oh, hey, I need to make sure that, I go to work so I can pay the bills and, keep a roof over my head, keep food in my stomach. Simple as that. I'm not like, sitting here like for 2 more hours thinking, oh boy, I wish I was still playing that video game. Oh, I just put the controller down. You idiot. That's not how it works.
And then throughout the week, if you're at work, it's still thinking about in the back of your head. When you're in the shower, you're thinking about, how can I get that next epic item in Molten Core? I can tell you this. I tried to play WoW Classic. I'm sitting around constantly in the shower thinking about how to get my Warlock shoulders for Molten Core to increase my base stats by like 24 points. It doesn't even like make my points go up and down, but the dopamine release is huge.
Well, if you're doing nothing with your life but thinking about playing World of Warcraft, you definitely need to work on your prioritization. It has nothing to do with the video game. Yet again, nothing to do with the video game. Has to do with you, and you alone. Don't you dare blame the video game for your problems.
You see how disturbing that is? Because first off, my brain is completely focused on problem solving around a problem that will bring nothing to my life. Again, your brain does not have context. And if all I'm doing is playing video games, obviously it's pretty clear why this is bad, because video games don't pay the bills. I mean to say I'm not. And they make you a socially awkward little weirdo, okay?
No, that is not okay. Here's the thing, back before I even, started working a job, back in high school, I had plenty of friends, and sometimes we would talk about video games. Sometimes it'd be like, hey, how do I get this? And maybe, someone else would say, oh, hey, yeah, you just, you have to unlock this secret pathway, and then that's how you get there. And that's a very broad generalization. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but regardless, I was not some socially awkward person. I, talked to plenty of people. I mean, yeah, I had my circle of friends, but, outside my circle of friends, I still talked to plenty of people. I was not socially awkward. You f***ing idiot. That is not how this works, and it is not okay. If that's how you were, then you definitely need to learn how to fix yourself. And stop blaming, because what you're doing is, I think the word I'm looking for is redirecting. You're redirecting the blame to something else instead of blaming yourself. You can't do that. You need to take responsibility for your own actions, or I guess in this case, inaction, to pay your bills.
I'm sure you guys can all relate.
No, I cannot.
I've talked to a girl before too. It's freaking terrifying.
Loser. It is not that terrifying. What's the worst thing she's gonna say? No. Okay, move the on. It's not that big of a deal. As the old saying goes, plenty of fish in the sea.
It's because of the games.
No, it's not because of the games. It's because you're a loser and you don't know how to talk to people.
Maybe not because of the games. But look, here's the thing. The reason why this doesn't work if you want to be successful is because in order to be successful, you need to be thinking on all cylinders. For example, if Kobe Bryant was trying to be the world's best basketball player and he's trying to go in the NBA, and he's going against competitors that are thinking 100% of the time how to be better at basketball, 100% of the time, and he's thinking, let's say, 70% of the time. Other 30% of the time, he's thinking about how to seduce Garrus in Mass Effect. Okay, that's something a lot of NBA players try to do. But say Kobe's thinking about it. He's not going to be the best because default, he's not going to be thinking about the game as much. He's not going to be as good as the game.
Wrong. Because here, I honestly don't know much about Kobe Bryant. And no offense to Kobe Bryant, but I'm just not a big sports person. I don't really care for watching sports or anything like that. And hell, I don't really even play sports. Not because of video games, but because of a medical condition called asthma. Regardless, here's the thing. Kobe Bryant is a pretty big name. I mean, I immediately can put a face to that name in my mind just because of how big that name is without really even watching basketball all that much. And it was obviously a big dream of his. Or maybe it wasn't. I mean, hell, Michael Jordan's dream was to be a famous baseball player, but he was an excellent basketball player. Regardless, the thing is, if you are working towards your dream, You don't need to be thinking about nothing but that dream 100% of the time. Because when you are in the act of pursuing that dream, you're going to be giving it your all, maybe even a little more than your all, just because you really want this. You want to pursue your dream. It is what at least what you think will make you happy. So, what the are you talking about? And why do NBA players want to seduce Garrus? What the fuck is up with that? Have you ever even played Mass Effect? Do you even know how the romances work in there? They're very quick and kind of rushed, but you obviously don't know how they work.
Because he's finding creative ways to move forward. See, the way you really have success at something is you're going to hit these breaking points. You're going to hit these hard points that take a lot of creative thought, and the solutions don't come to you unless you're obsessive about it. And if you're obsessing with something else, which is a video game, which your brain will obsess over because it's a much better source of funds. It's way more exciting than coming to work and working on your business.
Hey, if you have your own business, you probably don't have that much fucking time to play video games because you're busy with all the paperwork. And again, video games are not drugs. Stop comparing them to drugs.
Dopamine-wise, life fulfillment-wise, life satisfaction-wise, it's not. And you can get the same amount of high from working on your business, but you can't when there is a thing you can do in your life that gives you way more ones way more easily. See, dopamine doesn't have context. Just because it feels good and gives you a lot of dopamine doesn't mean it's something that you actually will enjoy and will make your life happier.
Hold on, are you trying to project right now? Are you the one with these problems that you're trying to, again, redirect onto something else? Dude, you need some help. Go get it. And stop blaming video games, because video games are not the problem. You are the problem.
It's not. It's a very poor indicator of what's going to make you happy. But when you're getting ones from something, you're going to focus on it. You're going to think about it. Thus, you're not thinking about something else. Thus, you're not hitting that level of creativity you need to get to that top level. See, how success works is it comes at an exponential return. How it works is at 10% effort, you don't really get results. 50% effort, you don't really get results. 70% effort, you sort of get kind of okay results like everybody else in their life. At 85%, you still don't really get that great of results. At about 98% of effort, that's when you start seeing the huge breakthroughs and you start hitting that level because that's where very few people operate at.
Really now, so you need to put 98% of effort into something in order to be completely successful. No, you don't. Here's the thing. As I was saying earlier, like with Kobe Bryant, I don't know much about him. Maybe his dream was to be a basketball player. But, like, if his dream is to be a basketball player, if he puts in 98% of effort, he's going to blow everyone else out of the water. And if you are pursuing something that is your dream and you put in 100% effort and do absolutely nothing else, yeah, you're going to be blowing everyone else in that field out of the water. Do you want to do that? Well, maybe. Maybe you do. But the point that I'm making here is that, you don't, like, if you are pursuing something that is your dream and you really want to do it, you do not need to put in 100% effort all the f***ing time. You can put in just a partial effort, and it'll be good. And, okay, it'll feel like you're putting in partial effort, when really you're putting in a lot more effort, but it'll go by like a breeze. Because, it's your dream, it's what you really want to do. So go ahead and pursue it, and it won't feel like work anymore.
If you've ever succeeded in anything in your life, you probably know it's because you sat around thinking about it non-stop. Whenever I was actually learning how to code and alter video games when I was younger, I would sit around and obsess over that constantly.
Really now, seems like you need to go through some kind of it seems like you need to start doing some kind of like thought exercises where you maybe you go from one topic to the next to the next to the next without constantly obsessing over one tiny little thing. Because if there's something you need to concentrate on, but you're concentrating on something else, wouldn't that be called ADD? Attention Deficit Disorder? Because if you can't, focus on something that is important that you need to get done, then yeah, maybe you have an undiagnosed ADD or maybe some other kind of, learning deficiency. You ever consider that instead of just saying, oh, it's all because of video games, it has absolutely nothing to do with me?
Now, just think about it. Because I was able to do all sorts of crazy things in the games. Whenever I was first thinking about and building my first business, it was all I thought about all day long. So I found all these creative ways that break through these things in my business that really no one had talked about. No one taught me how to do it. No one had helped me discover it. I just sat there and obsessed over it. Just like when you've probably played a video game in the past and you've ran into a problem and you just poked around even until you found a glitch in the game to get around it.
No, I've never obsessed over a video game that hard. If I run into a problem, I don't sit there and obsess for it over weeks like you. Because, in case you haven't noticed, we live in an age where you can look up anything in an instant online. And it's called the interwebs. So, if you encounter a problem, maybe you can't get past a certain point, then, by all means, just look it up online. Figure out, oh hey, am I doing something wrong? Am I supposed to be doing something different? And if you're having that much problem with one video game, what the hell are you playing? Dark Souls?
That's what you have to do in real life. And so when you're playing video games, even part-time, it hijacks that part of your brain that allows you to get to that point where you're going to get those maximum returns. You're going to be instead sitting around thinking about how to win at Super Smash Bros.
Actually, I really don't play Super Smash Bros. Mainly because I suck at it, and I'll be the first to admit that I suck at playing that game, so I just really don't play it.
You're going to be sitting around thinking about how to train your Pokemon to the highest level.
What the hell do you mean sitting around trying to, thinking about how to train your Pokemon to the highest level? There's not really much thinking. It's called grinding. An ungodly amount of grinding. You obviously haven't spent, 10 plus months grinding. Because, that's really what Pokemon is. It's an endless grind, and there's not really much to think about. Well, unless you're as stupid as you are. In which case, yeah, maybe you do have to think, how do I grind again? I encounter a wild Pokemon, defeat them, get the experience. Okay, now how do I grind again?
And the problems in games are often very complex. Have you seen the complexity of competitive Pokemon? It's mind-blowing. It's insane.
Well, I'm not really much of a competitive player, just because just because I'm not. I don't really have a reason why I'm not. I like to play things at a more leisurely pace, so to speak. I like playing at my own pace, my own way. And hey, that's not for everyone, by all means. Hell, that's why there's a competitive scene. But this isn't. How exactly is that a bad thing? If there's money to be made, by all means, go right ahead.
And so your brain is going to gnaw on these problems. It's going to be like a bone it can't stop chewing on. And that bone is so thick, you're going to be chewing on it for months and months and months. And then when you chew through that bone, you have nothing. I'm sure you've probably beaten a video game that you invested months into, and then it gives you nothing.
Yeah, sure, nothing except a lengthy Let's Play series. Hell, I've finished Super Mario. Well, I finished uploading Super Mario World, finished uploading Conker's Bad Fur Day. Actually, by the time this comes out, I'll still be uploading Super Mario 64. It definitely took a while, but definitely worth it. Just because it's fun, it's relaxing, it's a nice way to unwind. Hell, just, as each episode of Super Mario 64 comes out, just, watch all the way until the end, and you can definitely see a progress and, okay, yeah, I'm taking care of this in my life, and I'm taking care of that. Video games do not rule my life, because unlike you, I know how to prioritize my time. And work, going to work so I can earn money to pay the bills is definitely a hell of a lot more important than just sitting around playing video games for 82 hours a fucking week, unlike you. You need to learn how to prioritize your time. Even if you have to, get a pad of paper and a pen and write down everything, top to bottom, from, wake up time to, even if you have to, schedule all 7 hours of your sleep. Okay, I have to be in bed at, I don't know, let's say let's say you have to be in bed at midnight, that way you're up at 7 a.m., out the door at 8, to work at 9, then you come back home at 5, and even if you have to schedule every single minute of your entire day at home, at least that would be better than sitting around doing nothing but playing video games. Because then you'll say, okay, I have to follow this schedule, and I can only play video games, say from 8 p.m. to midnight. That's my time to play video games. From 5 to 7, I'm making my dinner. I'm eating it. Okay, now it's 8 o'clock, so now I can play video games for the next 4 hours, but then I have to be in bed at midnight. No later. And if you can't prioritize your time, then you need to learn how to, because, yeah, paying the bills is a hell of a lot more important than playing video games. And most gamers know that. I would say 99.9% of gamers know that. But you obviously don't know that because you spent an entire week, you went from looking how you are now to the dad from Harry Potter in just 1 week, and I guess you just didn't see a doctor. You just went, well, okay, this is bad. I'm never playing video games again. Yeah, and anyway, I went on a little bit of a rant there, so, well, at least your video's almost over. Thank the gods.
I remember when I beat Breath of the Wild, I was riding around in the motorcycle at the end after, I don't know, like 150 hours, 200 hours invested. And I'm like, this is it. And I turned off my Switch and had nothing to show for it.
Except for bragging rights. I mean, let's see, No, I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I mean, I've played the original Ocarina of Time so many times that I can almost do it blindfolded. I did play a bit of a Twilight Princess, but didn't really get that far into it. Anyway. I mean, hell, beating Breath of the Wild? That's pretty decent, right? Oh, wait, no, not according to you, because it's just like, oh, well, now I'm out of my imaginary drug. Where do I get my next drug?
And so that's why you can't play video games. It hijacks your subconscious. It hijacks your thinking. If you're going out and partying all the time, at least during the week, you're only thinking about business. You're not going to be thinking about partying 24/7.
Well, you've obviously never met a weekend warrior. They actually do spend the entire week thinking about, like, oh, hey, I'm going to this party, come with me. And they'll, like, talk to everyone, hey, come to this party, come with me. No one says, oh, hey, I'm playing a video game, come play with me. No one spends the entire week doing that, because those who play video games, most of us, you are apparently the one exception, but for most gamers, we know how to prioritize our time. We don't, maybe if a topic comes up, we might mention video games, but other than that, it's not that big of a deal.
If you like to eat cake all the time, you'll eat cake and then you're done with it.
At least until you get diabetes.
If you like watching tons of TV, at least when you turn the TV off, you're probably not sitting around thinking about Family Guy 24/7.
Actually, there is an argument that say watching TV is actually worse for you than playing video games. Because with watching TV, all you're doing is sitting there. Whereas playing video games, you actually have to do something. You have to think about what you're doing and how you're moving, because if you do nothing, then bad things happen.
Video games is one of the few things you can ever do that will be more engaging than anything you can do in life.
Hey now, that's not true. Somebody's never gotten their wick wet.
And simulates accomplishment, simulates growth in a way that gives your brain massive ones, and your brain can't see the context, and it makes you think about it all the time.
No, it doesn't. For the upteenth time, it's about prioritization. If you're thinking about nothing but video games, even while you're doing something else, then yeah, maybe you have an undiagnosed attention deficit disorder. But don't you dare blame the video games for your problem. Again.
Because you think about it all the time, you can't think about and do and operate the level you need to be successful all the time.
Really now, because there are some professional esports gamers that would probably disagree with you.
So speaking about being successful, like I said before, if you want to get all the courses that I have made in the past to talk about building a business, the copywriting, the ads, the marketing, how I built my first multi-million-dollar business, go below, hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Once a week, I make a post that gives a link to all these courses for free.
Really now? Well, I'm not sticking around, and I'm not following your stupid courses, Because what you just, from what I've been able to find, apparently you became an overnight multimillionaire. You must have sold your soul to some spirit of the underworld and became a scam artist. That's the only way that a get rich quick thing works. It's a scam.
It's like 30, 40 hours worth of training. That link I only leave up for 3 to 4 hours. If you want to see that link, you need to make sure you're telling the algorithm to show it to you by liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. If you want to get the most out of yourself, check out the nightmare mode video at the end of this. That will show you what I do to maximize my focus and make it so I get like the maximum exponential return from what I do. Also, check out the dopamine detox video because that's going to show you to clear your mind of video games and also just make it so you absolutely love work and you get more high working than anything else.
No, you shouldn't be doing something like that because, if you cannot live to work, okay, that's not how it works anymore. Because there's no recognition, there's no, big thank you from people. It's just, oh, you worked your ass off. Well, good for you. You just wasted all that time because the boss is not going to give you any recognition for that. You work to live. Unless you're running your own business, then yeah, definitely live to work. But, if you're just if someone else is signing your paychecks, go to work, do your job, and that's the end of it. And if you want to play video games at the end of the day, by all means, go right ahead. Alright, this idiot's got less than a minute left, so let me just finish off the video, I guess.
And then also you should check out the video about extreme minimalism because that's like the number one thing I do to keep tons of focus in my life, get pulled away from anything except what I want to do in my life. And I think that's really helpful. My goal on this channel is to help you, so watch those videos or I don't know. Or you can go and collect more Hello Kitty Minecraft coins, whatever you want to do. I'll see you in the next video.
Wow, really? Hello Kitty Minecraft points? What the f*** are you even talking about? That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your video's over and you're an idiot. Okay. So, essentially, this idiot thinks that playing video games will ruin your life because apparently it ruined his life because he did nothing but sit there and play video games and got fat. And now he blames the video games instead of blaming himself for his lack of being able to prioritize his time. Here's the thing. If you want to play video games, by all means, go right ahead. Just, prioritize it if you need to. Sometimes maybe you get, lost in the game. Hell, that's happened to me plenty of times. Hell, with my pre-records at Morrowind, most of the time I'm there for, recording for, 2 to 3 hours, and then, after all the edits and the time lapses and everything, it gets edited down to about an hour and a half at most. But here's the thing. I know how to prioritize my time. I know that, playing Morrowind is not the number one most important thing. And I'm not thinking about it all the time unless I mention it or maybe someone else mentions it. And there's really not much else I want to say. Hopefully I can get this edited, in a fairly reasonable time. And then move on. So I just need to make sure to, cover my own ass again. Do not, I repeat, do not harass Alex Becker with the things that I've said in this video. My thoughts and my opinions are mine and mine alone, so let me be the only person who takes the heat for everything I've said in this video. And I actually let my inner construction worker out. If you want to let him know that I've done a commentary on him, by all means, go right ahead. Just don't harass him with what I've said. And also, if you have a suggestion for another Wild Wednesday, put it in the comments section down below. I'll reveal it and possibly do a commentary on it. And that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you in the next, there'll be more Super Mario 64 to come, but as for, recording as things come out instead of just, pre-recording and then letting the video collect virtual dust until it uploads, I'll see you in the next Wild Wednesday. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't hit that bell so you can always be notified whenever I upload another video. And of course, have fun.